This is the way I've been fixing several cars, and in most cases it works. This is when you pull up to a stop sign and your Model A dies on you. And the first thing a lot of experts tell you to do is, take the carburetor apart, adjust the float level, and and tear into the carburetor and do things to the jets and all that. If your car was running good last week, yesterday, or last month, the float level did not change. Don't worry about that. And I doubt that your carburetor suddenly plugged a jet or something. What I think happens is between this flange on the carburetor and this flange on the intake manifold there becomes a slight leak. And my theory is, right or wrong, you've got a level of fuel in here, and your jets are right over here, and the fuel is pretty close to the top of the jets. And at idle, the only air you have coming in is that tiny little bit coming around the blade, and you've got the tiny little fuel. And that's where you get your idle. When you decelerate and the fuel goes in that direction, the fuel goes there, it comes down just slightly in the jets, just slightly. So that's in the wrong direction. And then if there's a slight air leak up in here or in your intake manifold, and that one's hard to find, but if there's a slight leak here, that little bit of added air with that lean idle mixture, because of the slope, will kill your engine. And that will happen over time, and all of a sudden one day you start coming to a stop, and it does that. A lot of people just cover that up by increasing idle speed. But I have fixed several cars this way, and I just fixed this guy here a couple of years ago. And all you have to do is file this till it's cleaned up. That's the term, till it's cleaned up, till it's shiny everywhere. And then you can do the same thing on this, and you don't have to take this off the car. You can file it while it's on the car, and with a mirror and a flashlight, you can see when it gets all shiny. So I'm going to shine these up, or clean them up as the term is, and show you what it looks like after that. Now I always thought a slight air leak in this area would whistle, and a lot of them do, but I've had several that there's an air leak there and you can't hear it. It makes no noise at all. So it's getting there. I still have some low spots right in here. And I'm sure this carburetor was flattened at some time in the past. I'm surprised. They do move around, especially the Tilliston. That flange goes all over the place. You have to clean those up from time to time. Now, I'm going to stop there. That's clean enough for me. But you can see that there's a tiny low scratch there and a couple of scratches here. But by and large, the whole thing is flat. They call that cleaned up, where it's all shiny. And that's what you want to do with all your carburetors. And then you have to tackle this guy, the intake manifold flange. And I'll work on that now. Okay, that's not 100% shiny, but it's pretty good. There's a few low scratches there, but that will seal, and it's all shiny. You can see that. That's what you want to do. And it's a good job for a granddaughter or a grandson, somebody with a lot of muscle. Just turn them loose on it, sit in a lawn chair, and let those kids flatten those flanges. You can probably do the carburetor on a sanding belt, but it's well worth doing it. And in most cases, you're going to find out that baby will hold idle when you come to a stop. Hope this helps, and this is an easy thing to do without taking a lot of stuff apart. This with a mirror and a light, and take the carburetor off and clean it up. Good luck.